Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the Stoner Granny's 45 RPM Records box that I bought this last weekend. And this one's going to have some more obscure stuff on it, not as recognizable as the first part, because yes, I did sort through these. I did play them last night and listen to about 2/3 of them. And Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacks, that's a classic 70s song, 1973. A lot of these seem to be dated around 73 or 4 or so. That's must have been when she was into buying 45s. And the B-side of that, Put the Bone In. That sounds a little dirty. But she told me that she had replaced all these on CD, or most of them, and she had them on CD. Don't know about this next one, because when I first saw it, I thought, oh, this has got to be something just really off there in the novelty records, Sister Janet Mead doing the Lord's Prayer. And that is exactly what it is. It's the Lord's Prayer. But she's got a wonderful voice, beautiful voice. And this starts out rocking. It's got a really great riff at the beginning of it. Their big fault on this 45 is, even though it's only 2:59 long, it seems to run on way too long, and it gets repetitive after about 2/3 of the way through. And it doesn't have a strong ending. It just fades out when it's already reached a repetitive point. They should have reused that riff at the start and ended it on a good note. But yeah, look this one up. Give this one a listen, at least the first minute of it. Great. I was really surprised. And then Brother, Sun, and Sister Moon, this is just more of a, folk song. Wasn't as impressed with it. In fact, we listened to it first and then flipped it over. So that Lord's Prayer was really, really happy surprise. Then we got Maureen McGovern doing The Morning After, which was a song from the movie The Poseidon Adventure. It's got to be the morning after. Not a favorite song, but something that definitely reminds me of the 70s and that I remember. The B-side of that, Midnight Storm. Didn't give it a listen. Only listened to about a minute of the first side because, like I said, not a great song. And then we've got Boomer Castleman doing Judy May. And this is not a song I know. And I think we did put it on and listen to a little bit of it, but I don't remember it. So obviously it wasn't too impressive. 3 Feet High and Growing. I thought maybe this would be a stoner song on the B side here, but it's not 3 feet high and growing weed. It's 3 feet high and growing a kid. It's a story about a guy marrying a woman who's got a kid already. So great positive story and all that, but wasn't a great song. And then we've got B.W. Stevenson doing My Maria. We weren't impressed with that one either. Or the B side, August Evening Lady. The one thing the wife did notice and commented about was that the songs varied greatly. They were very different styles, but neither one of them were too impressive. And then this one, which, you probably know, The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. But the wife was surprised to find out this was Vicki Lawrence from the Carol Burnett Show. And I had to remind her that she even did it on the Carol Burnett Show. We've got some of the Carol Burnett Show compilations that were put out by Time Life, and one of them had a clip of her on the show singing this song, The Nights Went Out in Georgia. And they even talk about it in an interview on one of the DVDs where she's talking about that she was shocked it was a hit. I think it was her boyfriend that wrote it, and she recorded it as a favor to him, and boom, took off, became a big hit. B-side, perfectly good song, Diamond Dance, nothing really special about it. But it's something that you could have heard her sing on Carol Burnett Show as well. So, Clint Holmes, There's No Future in My Future. I actually like that. Not sure if it's the A or the B side, but I did like There's No Future in My Future. It's a drinking song. He's got to quit drinking or he ain't going to have no future is basically the bottom line of that story there. And on the A or B side, because I didn't really check the numbers too good here, Playground in My Mind. But I like the other side, so I was calling it the A side. Let's see, we got 936 and 937. So it looks like Playground in My Mind's the A side, and There's No Future, My Future was the B. But I did like the B side better. Billy Grammer doing Love Gets Better with Time. Don't know this one. Not by title anyways, don't recognize it, but boy, isn't that a nice, pretty colorful label. And yeah, let's give that one a, I like that. And the B-side of that one is Lonesome Life. Okay. So, this one, no doubt, which is the A side. They even marked it for us. But Stevie Wonder doing Living for the City. Not sure if this was from King's. No, it says album Intervisions. Songs in the Key of Life is the one album of his that I was actually kind of familiar with back in the day. But Living for the City, definitely know this song. And we enjoyed listening to it last night. It holds up fairly well. And B-side being Visions. And I'm not really a Stevie Wonder fan, but a good song is a good song. And I'm just Living for the City is a good song. So, here's one the wife really liked. Cher, Half Breed. Not sure if this one would get airplay these days or not. She's singing about being a half breed and how she was prejudiced against, which is just wrong, but not getting political. I have a soft side for the American Indians, Native Americans, whatever you prefer them to be called. I grew up in Oklahoma. I grew up around a lot of Indians, and they were called Indians, but I guess now that's the country, and we call them Native Americans. But, yeah, I feel for them. I do. They got a raw deal, but not my fault. I had nothing to do with it. And shares the B-side Melody. And that one, we did give that one a spin too, because wife wanted to hear it, and I thought that one was pretty lame. But Half Breed was at least somewhat entertaining. Then we got John Denver doing Rocky Mountain High, and that's another one I've got a number of copies of. I definitely do have more than one of these. And the B-side on it is Spring. So I'm not sure if any of my copies have different B-sides or not. I don't remember the song Spring by John Denver, so there may be different B-sides on different copies of Rocky Mountain High. Another thing I'd have to really look into and research. Then we got John Denver doing Annie's Song, which was one of his big early hits, one of his songs that got him noticed. And the B-side of that, Cool and Green and Shady. Sounds like a nice spot to me. Then we've got our Carpenters that have got to pop up in every box you're going to buy. Carpenters were so big. She had such a lovely voice, and they had so many great songs. Yesterday, Once More, this is actually one of my more favorite songs of theirs. Yeah, I love this song. Just absolutely love this song, and it takes me back. So, B-side of that is Road Ode, which doesn't really ring any bells for me. And we've got three Carpenters here. The second one being Top of the World, which is another good song. Sitting on Top of the World. And the B-side to that was Heather. And the last Carpenters in Stoner Granny's box was I Won't Last a Day Without You. And I don't call her Stoner Granny as disrespect. It's descriptive. She had a motorcycle she was selling. She was talking about how she wanted to sit on it one last time before the guy come to pick it up. And just talking to her, she was definitely my kind of people. So Carpenter's B-side here is One Love. So that is not a derogatory term from me at all. Now we've got some novelty records. And Radioactive Gold, Honeycomb doing Want Ads. Don't know it, didn't get to it last night, wish I had. B-side being When Will It End. I'm pretty positive though that this is a novelty record, just like this next one here, Dickie Goodman, who did Mr. Charles, Mr. Kong, a lot of those. We've got Watergate, or Water Great. See, you gotta read it right. Water Great. But he's probably talking about Watergate, I would assume, and it's probably another one of those where he's sampling different songs because that's what Dickie Goodman did. But did he do Disco Duck as well? Possibly, maybe. But B-side of that being Friends, and I don't know either one of those songs. And so we could wrap this up here, but I've got a couple extra holdovers that weren't in that specific box of hers. But this was the last one out of her box. It's Ray Stevens doing The Streak. Now, I bought this originally when it came out in 1974, and mine has a different label. So it's a little puzzling to me. I think mine has a different B-side as well. So it is 1974, the year that it came out. It's The Streak. Oh yes, they call him The Streak. And on the B-side of that is you've got the music inside. So why the labels are different, I don't know. But I do like that song, and it does bring back memories. Now, just throw a couple extra ones in here off of another stack just to fill this video up for the usual time frame that I like to do. And we got the Spinners, Could It Be I'm Falling in Love with You. And a B-side of that was Ghetto Child. And let's do another one or two here. We've got the Coasters doing Searching. It's a good song if you don't know it. It is a good song. And Young Blood. So that's definitely two that I know there by the Coasters. And I'm not sure which one was considered the A-side or the B-side. It's really hard to tell, and it's got stickers over some of the labels, so I can't even venture to guess. Now we got Ricky Nelson doing Poor Little Fool. We're definitely into the classic era of early rock and roll there. And B-side is Don't Leave Me This Way. And I'm going to do just one more because I've got a lot of copies of this one, so let's wrap it up with Kind of a Drag, as opposed to holding this one over for another. Now, this is a reissue one. It's the Hall of Fame. Came out in April 1969. It says all that on the label there for you. And the B-side of that is Back in Love Again. So, that wraps it up for the Stoner Grannies box set of 45 RPM records. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And we'll see you another day. Keep on grooving.